Alright, so as you guys may or may not know, I'm doing a Yeezys giveaway, and I did an Instagram post maybe like a week ago announcing it, so right now I'm just going to let everyone on YouTube know so we're on the same page. And basically, if you guys haven't heard of the app, GOAT, pretty much what it is, it's the safest way to buy and sell sneakers. So for example, when you get a pair, first it gets shipped to GOAT, they authenticate it, make sure it's legit, make sure the box is intact, and they ship it to you. And GOAT pretty much has the best deal on Yeezys, Jordans, etc. So anyway, if you guys want to win a chance to get a free pair of Yeezys, I'm going to put on my Instagram post right here on the screen. So just go to my Instagram, follow the instructions, and now that I announced it on YouTube, I'm going to be picking the winner relatively soon. So make sure you guys hurry up and enter the contest to win a free pair of Yeezys. Now, off to some serious matters, and what we're going to talk about today is DUP. You guys saw me teasing it everywhere, all on Instagram. I mentioned YouTube here and there. Basically, what DUP stands for is daily undulating periodization. Now, before we go into the specifics of it, I'm just going to show you guys just a couple PR clips. Just, no big deal. So before we get into the specifics of DUP, I just want to state that when it comes to natural programming, a lot of people tend to have the misconception that somehow strength and hypertrophy training are mutually exclusive, when in reality they complement each other perfectly. And especially if you're natural, that's in my opinion the most ideal way to train, because an increase of strength means an increase in work capacity and overall volume you could do, which pretty much that's a central driver for hypertrophy and gaining muscle. So even if you only care about being aesthetic, you have to keep track of your strength. You just should, and you should be focusing on that to optimize your aesthetic. So either way, no matter how you look at it, you should be training for strength in some way, shape, or form. So the core concept in daily undulating periodization is basically having a completely different stimulus every time you go to the gym. So DUP, daily undulating periodization, daily obviously meaning that it happens on a day-to-day basis instead of weekly or monthly. Undulating, meaning basically changing, that's the gist of it. And periodization, which is your systemic programming, right? There's basically, let's just say for the sake of conversation, there's three variables, right, when it comes to stimulus. One being weight, two being volume, and three being intensity, right? Now, there's a mechanism in your body called the repeated bout effect, and essentially what that is your body's ability to protect itself from muscle damage from subsequent exposure to the same stimulus. And when you're running a traditional periodization type program, you're pretty much the only variable you have to change and progress in is basically progressive overload when it comes to how much actual poundage and weight is on the bar. Your volume and intensity roughly stay the same, so your body is able to adapt to that. And its only form of potential growth is through the limited aspect of pretty much adding weight to the bar. So now that DUP is essentially preventing the repeated bout effect of robbing you of your gains, you're going to be able to progress so much more because you have so many new variables of stimulus. You have so much more for your body to adapt to, rather than just basically running a basic linear periodization program where you're just trying to add 5 pounds every single day. So in my DUP ebook, I actually have a few peer-reviewed studies backing up DUP, and one of the studies involves 20 college students, right, they were intermediate to advanced lifters because they've been lifting for at least 2 years, and The study lasted a course of 12 weeks, and one key variable that I want you guys to remember is that their workload and volume were identical, right? But one group did linear periodization and the other group did DUP, meaning they were switching their variables, switching their intensities every single session, right? So their workload and volume were exactly identical, right? And they ran it for 12 weeks, linear periodization versus DUP. And the results were pretty outstanding because at the end of the 12 weeks, the people that did linear periodization for their 1 rep max on their bench press, it was increased 14%, right? But for the DUP group, it was increased 28%, so that's literally doubled. And they actually tested the leg press too, and for the leg press, the people that ran linear periodization, they got a 25% increase in their leg press, and the DUP group got a 55% increase, so that's more than double, which is ridiculous. So DUP is just pretty revolutionary in terms of what it's doing. It's just blowing like other programming just completely out of the water. DUP is pretty much what allows me to retain as much of my strength as I possibly can when I'm getting lower in body fat, when it becomes the most difficult to maintain your strength, because I'm on a regular basis just handling like at least 85% of my max, and my CNS is just always on point, razor sharp condition. And another benefit of running DUP is that you're not going to run into plateaus in strength as often, and you won't need to deload that frequently because the program's longer. You're able to run it for longer. And just think about it, just how much do you hate, right? If you guys are running a structured program, going to the gym, hitting the exact same rep range every single time you go in, like at least for me, like it gets clinically depressing. I literally hate it. So just from a psychological perspective, having a complete like 180 turn from one workout to the next is just relieving. So one day you'll be doing like a 4x12 on squat, and the next time it's like a 4x4. You're excited to do that because it's so different. So in a few days, my website, davidlay.com, is going to go live, and that's where you guys will be able to pick up this DUP program, and it's pretty much going to consist of an ebook pretty much diving into the specifics of DUP while still keeping things very simple and easy to understand. It has more peer-reviewed studies and just a few things you could do and how you can adjust the program, which I'll talk about in a second. So when it comes to the actual program portion, right, it's not a cookie cutter program. You guys will be able to plug in your 1 rep max for your squat, bench, deadlift, and overhead press. And then from there, it's going to tell you exactly what you need to hit for all your core lifts, takes out all the guesswork. And for the accessories, there's RPE scales, everything that's touched on in the ebook. And if you guys want to switch out for different accessories just based on personal preference, that's put in there. And there's a beginner version of it, how to simplify it if you're a beginner. And basically, it's an all-encompassing DUP, guys. I think you guys will really like it. It's going to be a login portion to the website so you guys can keep track of your progress, all of that. So like I said, it's going to be live in a few days. And just real quick, for example, one of my friends, because a few of my friends are actually running this program, and aside from my examples, I'm going to show a video really quick right here of my friend Mike Gatley. Just a few weeks in the program, he hit a 500-pound squat, and his previous PR was 455, and just so many people have been making so many gains off this, so I can't wait to see you guys make gains. And speaking of seeing you guys make gains, if on Instagram you use the hashtag DavidLayDUP, I'm going to be following you guys and just commenting on your lifts, just pretty much we're going to have a community and we're all going to help each other, and I'm just excited to do that. So like I said, remember on Instagram, hashtag DavidLayDUP. I'll check you guys out, upload your lifts, tell us your progression, and yeah, it's going to be dope.